When we think about risk, we can define it simply as uncertainty that can affect outcome. The two principal components of a risk are therefore the probability and the impact. And we often classify the impacts into the type of impacts such as impact on schedule, impact on budget, impact on quality, impact on compliance, on politics, on society and people. We less frequently think about the different types of uncertainty. And that is what I want to talk about in this video. Uncertainty is just uncertainty, right? We don't know. Well, yes and no. There are different kinds of uncertainties, and we can characterize them crudely into four categories. Firstly, there are known knowns. Risks we all know about, but the likelihoods are uncertain. There is a randomness to the occurrence of these events. Secondly, there are known unknowns. Risks that arise from gaps in our knowledge, but gaps that we are aware of. Then there are unknown unknowns, or unk-unks, as some people call them. These arise from gaps in our knowledge about which we are blissfully ignorant. These are things we don't know that we don't know. And finally, there are unknown knowns, things that we do have knowledge of, but that knowledge has become lost or obscured, often within organisational records. Let's take a look at each of these in a little more detail. Known knowns are probabilistic risks. That is to say, we know all about them, but the very random nature of them means we can't predict precisely when they're going to happen. And its simplest is a die. We know that if we cast a die, that there is a 1/6 probability that it will come up with a 1. There is a 1/6 probability it will come up with a 2, and so on. We can characterize those probabilities as precisely as we like, but none of that will ever tell us what the next roll of the die will be. The technical name for these risks is aleatory risk, and the proper response to them is to take a probabilistic approach. They are easily managed if you've got a large number of potential occurrences, because the statistics will even out. But if you've got a single occurrence, then you have to use statistical analysis to work out the right level of contingency or the right way to plan around them. I recently released a video on Monte Carlo simulation. I'll link to it in the description below. But Monte Carlo simulation is at its best with aleatory or probabilistic risks, because if we understand the probability distribution for each risk, we can build a model that accumulates all of those risks together into a wider probability distribution, and that can be very reliable in predicting the likelihoods of different outcomes. Next, we have known unknowns, gaps in our knowledge that we are fully aware of. These are reducible risks that are often unexplained components of something that is very familiar to us. They're reducible because they are usually susceptible to further investigation and research. When we know more, we can reduce the level of risk. They're technically known as epistemological risks, but you really don't need to remember that. The way we deal with them is research and data gathering and further study and model building and experimentation. The more we can refine our knowledge, the better our analysis will be of emerging situations. The goal with known unknowns is to reduce the risk so that all that remains is the irreducible probabilistic component. Next, let's look at unknown unknowns, the things that we don't know that we don't know. This is the fog of ignorance. It is also Nassim Nicholas Taleb's Black Swans. Black swans arise from things that we don't know that we don't know. The technical name for these kind of risks is ontological risks, another word you really don't need to learn. Because black swans arise from complete lack of knowledge and insight, the only hope that we have to deal with the unknown unknowns is discovery. Keeping our eyes open and constantly surveying the horizon, trying to spot things at the earliest possible stage, or, ideally in the real world, going out and doing completely blue sky research, which is not directed at finding more about something in particular, but just learning about the context. For us as project managers, often the best that we can do is constant horizon scanning. Having a process within your project to constantly be looking to see what's coming up, to spot the emerging signs of something that we don't understand or something surprising or unknown emerging on the horizon. Once we discover what's going on, we convert these ontological unknown unknowns into epistemological known unknowns, and we can discover more, learn more through research and study. The history of humankind is turning unknown unknowns into known unknowns and then researching them further to make them into known knowns. But the history of mankind is also about forgetting things that we once knew well. And these are our unknown knowns. Things that we kind of know about, we've discovered in the past, and yet we've forgotten. This is hidden knowledge, and in our context, it represents latent risks. Risks that we should be aware of, but we've forgotten to acknowledge. Often this comes about simply by not doing a rigorous and robust enough risk identification process, possibly by not consulting a wide enough group of people, so that knowledge that some people have is not surfaced for the project. The systematic approach to managing these latent risks is improved knowledge management, capturing that knowledge. But I like the idea of storytelling, making sure that you listen to stakeholders, you listen to team members as they tell their stories about their experience and harvest from those stories all of that hidden knowledge. For me, the best systematic technique for tapping into that kind of local wisdom, if you like, is the pre-mortem approach. First documented by Gary Klein, the pre-mortem approach taps into people's deep knowledge of what can go wrong by facilitating a discussion that presupposes the project has gone live and it's been a disaster. It takes away the presumption that we are where we are now and we progress to a successful launch and says, what if there is a disaster? And that taps into the hidden knowledge of all the reasons why projects could go wrong, and you can then work back to the reasons. The pre-mortem is, for me, the very best way of accessing the hidden knowledge and converting unknown knowns into known knowns. Next time you're starting to build a risk register at the beginning of your project, be mindful of these 4 different kinds of risks and the 4 different types of uncertainty they represent. I wouldn't expect you to document this in a risk register, but in planning your risk identification and your risk analysis, you do need to be aware of these different types of risk so that you can respond to each in an appropriate manner. We've got lots more great project management learning available for you at the Online PM Courses website, so do take a look. And if you've enjoyed this video, please do give us a thumbs up. I'll be creating loads more great free project management content for our YouTube channel, so do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of it. And in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.